of Pentecost, after I had buried the dead, I, Tobit, went into the courtyard to sleep next to the courtyard wall. My face was uncovered because of the heat. I did not know there were birds perched on the wall above me, till their warm droppings settled in my eyes, causing cataracts. I went to see some doctors for a cure, but the more they anointed my eyes with various salves, the worse the cataracts became, until I could see no more. For 4 years I was deprived of eyesight, and all my kinsmen were grieved at my condition. Ahikar, however, took care of me for 2 years until he left for Elameus. At that time, my wife Anna worked for hire at weaving cloth, the kind of work women do. When she sent back the goods to their owners, they would pay her. Late in the winter, on the 7th of Dystrus, she finished the cloth and sent it back to the owners. They paid her full salary and also gave her a young goat for the table. On entering the house, the goat began to bleat. I called my wife and said, "Where did you get that goat from? Perhaps it was stolen. Give it back to its owners. We have no right to eat stolen food." She said to me, "It was given to me as a bonus over and above my wages." Yet I would not believe her and told her to give it back to the owners. I became very angry with her over this, so she retorted, "Where are your charitable deeds now? Where are your virtuous acts? See, your true character is finally showing itself." The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The responsorial psalm, the heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord.
The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord.
Blessed the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commands. His posterity shall be mighty upon the earth. The upright generation shall be blessed.
The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord.
An evil report he shall not fear. His heart is firm, trusting in the Lord. His heart is steadfast. He shall not fear till he looks down upon his foes.
The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord.
Lavishly he gives to the poor. His generosity shall endure forever. His horn shall be exalted in glory.
The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. Some Pharisees and Herodians were sent to Jesus to ensnare him in his speech. They came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are a truthful man and that you are not concerned with anyone's opinion. You do not regard a person's status, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay or should we not pay?" Knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why are you testing me? Bring me a denarius to look at." They brought one to him, and he said to them, "Whose image and inscription is this?" And they replied to him, "Caesar's." So Jesus said to them, "Repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God." They were utterly amazed at him. The Gospel of the Lord. Tobit is one of those books in the section of the Old Testament that we call either deuterocanonical or apocryphal, not for a long time even found in Bibles that would be in Protestant churches, although more and more now they are included in those Bibles. It is one of the best stories, and it really repays sitting and reading. It is a great story. But right here today, our liturgy collectively, and by that I mean the liturgy of the hours as well as the scriptures for Mass today, really seem to bring together a basic fundamental point about judgment and why we do what we do. Okay? So that we're reading Job in the liturgy right now for the Office of Readings. Job, who his friends are convinced is a sinner. And they're just pressing him and pressing him. Why don't you just admit it already? You're a sinner. That's why all this has happened to you. And Job maintains his innocence. Here, Tobit accusing his wife. Why don't you admit that you just stole that goat? Get it back, get it back. Okay? And then she, of course, responds in kind, you know. And you go back into the New Testament also. You've got Ananias, not terribly willing to go to Saul, who's now blinded and in Damascus. And God says, go to Saul. And no, Lord, I just don't think so. I mean, the guy is bad. He's no good. We love to make these kinds of judgments. Why do we do the things we do? This is where it's important for us to see the behavior of Tobit today, I think. What's going on with him? Here's somebody in a foreign country risking his life to bury the dead against the commands of the king or the prince or whatever it was in that part of the world. He's taking a risk to do what the law requires of him. And what happens? He gets bird droppings in his eyes and he goes blind. Is he a happy camper? No. Okay. Do we understand why he's not a happy camper? Yes. Okay. But it comes out anyhow. The anger comes out. He's got the frustration about risking his life, doing what the law commands, getting this kind of treatment, I guess you might want to say. And he lashes out at his wife. What a surprise. You know, what a surprise. And so what we understand here is that we don't do always the kind of things we ought to do. And we kind of, if we take the time, we'll see why we do and don't do the way we do. In the reading from the Office of Readings that is from the Church Fathers, Abbot Dorotheus talks about this. And he says, why do you think it is that you're sitting there nice and comfortable and quiet, and some brother comes up to you and says some word, and you explode. You go ballistic. What's going on there? You think you're so good? What was inside that was being held in that one word from a brother triggers this volcanic eruption? What's going on inside you? Look, pay attention. This is what Lent is all about for us, I think. It's an opportunity for us to take a journey inside, within us, in our hearts, to see what's there, what needs to be strengthened, what needs to be rooted out. We don't make the whole garden perfect and beautiful in one Lent, but we can sure get a few weeds out and plant a couple of flowers. So our opportunity in these next days is to do that journeying and exploration within, to see some of the things that maybe could cause us to explode, that don't have to be there, that can come under control. And with the strength of the Lord and the grace of the sacraments and the power of Christ in our hearts, we can do this. Let us stand and pray.